Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter. I can't walk.
Oh, Peter.
Peter.
Peter, Peter, I can't walk. Peter, what are you doing to me? Oh, Peter. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter. Really. Oh, Peter, I really needed that boost today.
Peter. Oh, Peter.
Oh, Bonnie?
Oh, shit, Peter.
Oh, Peter. Fuck me, Peter. Oh, Peter. That's right. Oh, Cusco. Eastman, right in the Cusco.
Yo, whose ass is this? It's Cusco's ass. Oh, shit. Fuck me.
The boner from Cusco's boner.
The boner I'm supposed to put in my ass. As soon as Cusco's gay, he won't be allowed to be emperor anymore. Isma, you're not listening. I'll fuck him.
Eastman, did you fuck my spinach puffs? Hey, Eastman. You fuck my spinach puffs.
Oh,
What are you laughing about?
our little cold open.
No, it's welcome back.
Isma.
Can you believe we've made it 12 episodes
You betcha.
in about 2 years? It's mind blowing.
Oh,
We've
that's what that's what I was doing. I was being mind blown.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
getting pretty warm pretty quick, and I don't mean temperature wise.
Oh.
Hopefully, it's not another fuck up, like the fuck up, like episode 2.
Oh, we're getting pretty warm. I'm a little warm.
You want to get a little, just a tad warmer?
Yeah, I'll get warm.
Get a little warmer.
You gotta fill time.
He's drinking. I don't know how to fill.
I went, you gotta fill time, put the bottle on my lips, and I heard, he's drinking. You know, did we ever use the gay sports commentators? Which was from before we had the show. It was part of our idea for the show.
Yeah, before we started a podcast, this was the idea.
Was gay. We were watching beer pong. We were commentating it, and
one of the guys said something that was a little off color.
Yeah, a little fruity, and we were like, that'd be funny if one like the commentator color. You got play by play, and the color commentators like, yeah, number 42 for the Blackhawks. He really looks great, and God, I want to see the meat.
It's starting too aggressive.
Yeah. It's pretty subtle. It'll be like
subtle at first, like
the strong thighs. You're never gonna see something like that anywhere else except my television. Or I suppose your televisions right now.
And when you're looking at number 42, I mean, you can see that he obviously treats his training appropriately.
He
trains regularly. He's committed to making sure his body is at its best looking and behaving.
That's absolutely right, Johnson. You can see by the visible veins. You can count each vein on his body there. Each and every one that it's visible. It's just mind-blowing how rigorously he takes his training.
Right. Yeah. No. So clearly, yeah, he's quite the specimen, and we can see it in his stats. You know, he's a great player, and any team would be happy to have him.
And boy, and boy, am I! Is this one of those days? I count our correspondent Lucy quite lucky that she's downstairs, right outside the locker room of those fellas there. Tell us, Lucy, what kind of a look are you getting at number 42, coming in and out of that locker room rapidly? Lucy. Lucy's Joe Swanson. Well, thank you, Johnson. Johnson Bader.
Pretty good. He's got big thighs. He looks good. He smells good. If you could smell the stink coming off these jock straps right now, they're
it's the stink.
The stink. What are you doing, Pee Wee Herman? This is crack.
This is a swanny jock. God, I love that number 42.
Oh my God.
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee-wee.
That's what he was doing in that
Herman,
theater.
Gay sportscaster. We're going down to our CSNBC's own Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee, what are you seeing out there for us?
This is number 42's jockstrap.
He's wearing it on his head.
And let me tell you, Johnson, it smells great.
So let's get back in the studio with the Fox Sports guys. they're just fucking on the fucking Monday Night Football table. Customer commercial. Yeah,
I really like Shaq.
You a big fan of Shaq?
I'm a big fan of Shaq. He's everywhere.
He is, truly.
I saw him at JCPenney today.
I almost got to take home a cardboard cutout of him, but
yeah.
they crushed him. Yeah, I was heartbroken. I was pleased. I actually, so the guy that dragged it off the floor is like pretty high up corporate. He's one of those guys that
really. Oh wow! So Shaq,
he goes store to store. I mean, truly,
his job is to take down Shaq. Make sure he's destroyed.
His whole job is to go from store to store twice a year to like every store. I think there's 2 of his position in the country.
Jesus.
So his job is to go from store to store and go, that's fucking wrong. That's wrong. Why is Shaq still up? He should have been in the back a month ago. So when he came to visit, he dragged Shaq to the back, and I had a little video of him
getting fucking. You send it to me.
getting carted off. Yeah, I was. You know, we got to share a couple nice last few days.
You and Shaq.
Yeah, we held each other close. But I had an opportunity to plead myself to the highest corporate level that I had ever seen at the company and say, please, there are literally 2 sides. Let me have one side for my apartment at home. And he was like, why do you want it? And I was like, I think it's going to be so funny if my roommate comes home and Shaquille O'Neal is standing in our living room because it's life size. And apart from him holding a printer, it looks like he's just standing there with a big old smile. I was like, maybe I can put a plate of cookies in his hands or something. Instead of for my roommate.
You've got Shaq sitting there with a plate of cookies.
I was like, maybe that'd be nice. You know, if I have a girl over, she's gonna feel at home. When she sees Shaq
with a plate of cookies.
With a little apron on, a little Kiss the Chef apron, a little plate of cookies. Maybe a little flour on his cheeks. Both cheeks. But they wouldn't let me. They actually, they wouldn't even let me cut it up because they didn't trust me. They thought I would take it home. Last time we had one, they made me cut him apart.
Oh my God.
They told me, no, you can't have it. And they made me cut it apart. This time, I pleaded with this fucking corporate goon. Frankly. And he was like, no, you can't have it. It's confidential property of the company. He said it was property of the company, so we can't give it out to people. And I was like, I mean, really? There's a lot of company on of the property that I take home with me every day.
Well, I'm sure you didn't lead with that, did you?
No, but it's true. But they wouldn't even let me cut them up. He told me, no, you can't have it. And then he watched me leave for the day. And then when I came back the next day, he was gone.
He was cut up?
And his little pieces were in the baler.
Oh, my God.
And then they made me tie up the bale and take it out. And
my God.
His little hand was still attached to the he was still clinging on to the fucking printer. He wouldn't let go. He said, I'm going to sell it. I will sell this printer.
Poor Shaq. Jesus. What if it was Shaq? Not obviously it wasn't because it's cardboard, but like, what if? Like, what if Shaq?
Are you asking what if they put a 7-foot tall human into a baler?
Before that,
okay,
Shaq himself is like selling printers. Selling printers.
He'd be a lot better than I am.
Yeah, he's like, hey, it's me, Shaquille O'Neal. Buy the printer.
And then when you drive home, make sure you go to general.com, get some insurance.
That's pretty good. I did more Sylvester Stallone than Shaq.
So you want to? I'm Shaq.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah. Hey, this guy's a little impressionist.
Hey, Kobe.
Hey, Kobe.
It's me, Shaq.
Oh,
think of
Kobe. Kobe.
Miss you.
Kobe. Hold on. I got a really good one in the chamber right now.
Go for it. I can't look at you right now.
I'm going to take my hand off your shoulder. It's definitely not helping me keep my composure. Kobe. I can't do it. I'm thinking.
Come on, do it.
I'm thinking the words, and it's killing me.
You've got. Look at all this wide open space. You can speak your mind, speak your heart, speak your truth.
Hey, Kobe. Let's have sex in this helicopter.
But somehow Shaq survived.
But Shaq. What about the pilots? Fuck the pilots. We got this. Let's fuck in this helicopter. I lost it. But basically, the reason that Kobe died was because he was fucking Joe O'Neal.
Joe O'Neal.
Shaq Swanson.
Shaquille O'Swanson.
No. Rest in peace. I was actually a little disappointed to hear about.
I was here when he died.
You were there?
No, I was here.
Oh.
Not here, but I was in this city.
Oh. Okay, congratulations.
I was just updating you with anything. Just thought we were sharing.
It's where you came from. I didn't expect you to be anywhere else. It was like...
I didn't come from here, but...
You were... So then... Were you visiting me?
Yes.
Okay. Not fucking that crazy bitch.
No.
Okay.
No, I specifically aligned my visits with her when I would be coming up here to see you, so I could see you after. Remember, because you'd always call me.
Yes.
And I'd be balls deep getting calls.
All right, so this guy,
my dear friend.
This guy this guy doesn't tell me that he's balls deep in anybody, right? Or just
most of the time when you guys called me, we were in the middle of having sex.
Right. Okay. But we called you. Okay. So he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be up there at like 6:30 or something."
It's her fault.
Okay. Well, then fuck her.
Fair.
I guess you did.
I did. I mean, in all fairness, I did. You know what else I could? I don't want to air out anybody's dirty laundry. But one thing she asked me to do. Two things. We talked about one before. I don't know if it was on the show or privately. We had a discussion about like basically kinks.
Oh yeah.
What are you into? What are you into?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Well, if you're fucking somebody, that's a good conversation to have.
And I have nothing of real interest to say. You know, I'm like, yeah, I like this, whatever. And she has some pretty normal stuff that she's like, yeah, you know, I like this. And I'm like, cool. That's these align up well. And she's like, I like knife play. And I was like,
Oh.
Can you speak more on that, perhaps?
Sure. Yeah. Wow.
And she starts by describing it as like cutting off clothes, and I was like, I can see that. That's kind of interesting. And I was like, I don't know about like the knife, but dangerous. Like tearing clothes. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's there's a primal. Sure. I gotta get at you. Yeah. I'm gonna tear through these. But she was like specifically a knife, and I was like, okay. And then she was like, and you know, not hurting me obviously, but like drawing a little blood. And I was like,
with the knife.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's
you might want to save that one for somebody else, because I will not be doing that.
How long did you know her when you got through that?
It was at least a date before we ever had sex.
Wow.
It was so.
So you guys had never had sex.
I don't know how honest I want to be about this. It's not a good thing that I did. It's not something I feel proud of.
Sure.
We went on a first date. I thought we both had a good time, but I was like, you know, she's obviously not the one, or whatever.
You don't want to continue this.
Not exactly.
No, well, I was like,
she's not
seriously continue.
Yes, this. I was like, because I was like, and I was very upfront about it too, on the first date and beyond. I was like, I'm gonna move in a handful of months, 9 months.
Sure,
I'll be moving.
Yeah.
And I'm not particularly interested in taking a relationship with me when I move. So it's more of a short-term thing that I'm interested in. And she was like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
so I was like, cool.
Good. Well, I think it's very, very professional of you to disclose that.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, I don't want anybody getting too many feelings, and then that causes a big problem. And if it does, then, you know, we should be like, hey, I feel this way, and then, you know, we go from there, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Because although I never told her, I was like, I'm not particularly interested in taking a relationship with me, but if I was like, this is the one, then of course I would. So first date happened, and I was like, okay, no crazy sparks flying, but I would do a second date.
Yeah. Worth your time, not worth your investment.
Exactly. And then between the first and the second date, in fact, 3 days after the first date, we were just texting like we were, and she told me she had a sex dream about me.
Oh,
so immediately cool. I was like, I'm gonna stay until I can have sex.
Right.
So I was like, I'm already interested enough to stick around for like at least probably 2 more dates. If it takes,
you said 2 more days. 2 more dates. Yeah, I got you.
I was like, if it takes 3-4 more dates, that's fine. I kind of just want to do that at the very least. And then that topic came up. And this was before we had hit that marker, and so I was still like, okay, like 2 more days, 2 more dates, and I think at least one time she can go without knife play for one time. But she, after maybe the second time, are you good?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. I'm gonna do something in a little bit. But don't worry, it's going to sound really bad, but nothing is actually going to happen. So just continue the story, please. And
okay.
Eventually you'll hear something. And
after either the second or third time, she was like, we had another talk about, what what's good, what's bad. And she was like, you know what you could do? Next time you come see me, don't shower first.
I've actually heard that one a couple
really?
times.
Yeah. She specifically was like, work out, go to work, and then come see me, and don't shower. And
that's actually right up my fucking alley. That is
really.
Do you have her number still?
I was like, that's fucking. I was like, please don't do that for me.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I'm hoping you'd shower before I see you.
No, it's. I don't want to get too deep into what I'm fucking into because I will go crazy.
Wow.
But no, I was like, that's got me itching at this moment.
I was like, we are not the same in that way, but sure, and no problem.
I'm sorry. I'm getting crazy.
He is getting crazy.
I made hand movements and gestures, and now I'm embarrassed a little bit because I did something embarrassing.
You know what I did that was embarrassing. I don't want to date this episode, but recently was a holiday, just last weekend.
Oh yeah, cool.
I went out to a bar. I don't go to bars a lot because my friends don't like to go to bars. My friends. Up in college, they don't like to go out. They don't like to go out that much. So I went out to a bar, and I ended up talking mostly.
Please continue.
I ended up speaking mostly to women. Not exactly hitting on women. I was more practicing, if that makes sense. I'm really not comfortable talking to women in general.
Oh, yeah,
specifically attractive women. So I was like, if I just go up to them and not try to get a date so I don't care what happens. Also, I was plastered. So yeah, I was like, I'm already coming up to them like, you're playing pool? And then she like just walked into the bar. But I went up to one girl. We kind of had a back and forth. I was drunk, so I don't really remember it well, and I don't think I had a real read of the actual conversation. But it felt like she was humoring me. She didn't actually care about what I had to say. She was humoring me because she was bored.
Sure.
But we started talking about impressions. She's like, "Oh, I love impressions," and I was like. I can actually do a couple of impressions. And she was like, really? And I was like, I'm not necessarily good, but I can do a couple. And she was like, what can you do? And I was like, I can do like a half-ass Kermit, and then I can turn that Kermit into Ray Romano. And she said, who is that?
Who is that?
So I did my Ray Romano.
Do it.
Okay.
Do your Ray Romano.
I was like, Deborah! I was a woolly mammoth. I was the woolly mammoth in Ice Age. I was Manny the mammoth. Deborah! I'm from Queens. I was a mammoth.
Where the fuck is Deborah?
On Everybody Loves Raymond, his wife's name was Deborah. It's like the big trade. It's like the big trademark from the show.
Oh, okay.
Deborah. So he'll be like,
Deborah. Deborah. I can't do it. You do it better.
I did that, and she was like, I don't know who the fuck that is, and I was like, I was a woolly mammoth in Ice Age. Ice Age 2.
And how is this going?
Awfully. And then she was like, can I hear your Kermit? And I was like, I don't think you want to. And then she said, please. And I was like, Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy. And then I went, fuck.
You called her Miss Piggy. Oh
she was God! I was like,
flirting with a girl and you call her Miss Piggy.
Full disclosure, in hindsight, she was probably making fun of me to my face because after doing the Ray Romano, she was like, I don't get it. I don't know who that is. And then I was like, I can do Kermit. And she was like, do it. And I was like, I don't know if I should. She's like, do it. And then I said, Miss Piggy. And then she walked away, and the only thing I was thinking in the moment was, fuck, do you think in this drunken stupor I can pull myself together enough to put together a halfway decent Michael Caine, and this will right the whole ship here. I can get her to turn around, walk back to me at the bar, and this Michael Caine impression will get her in bed with me tonight. And she was already gone, but I did try to do it with the bartender. He didn't think it was good. It was a loud bar. Yeah, loud bar, and I was going.
On Michael Caine.
I played Finn McMissile in the new movie Calls 2.
Calls 2. That's pretty good. We both do a pretty good Michael.
Yours is a little better.
You think so?
I think so. Mine used to be better than it is now.
I'm Michael Caine, and I play Finn McMissile in the new movie Calls 2.
It's weird because when he says that in the actual clip, he says Finn McMissile, but when he says it in the movie, he's like, "Hello, I'm Finn McMissile."
McMissile, yeah. In the movie, he goes missile.
Yeah.
No, it is different. It is different.
Some men,
Finn McMissile,
Master Wayne, just want to watch the world burn.
We found the rubies in his arse. little Cumtown reference. Nick Mullen.
Nick Mullen.
Guests.
Nick Mullen.
If you're looking for two shitty guests to the Adam Friedland show,
hey,
please let us know.
If your name is Nick Mullen and you're out there, you're going to want to give us a phone call at 9.
That's right. Plug the phone call.
You're going to want to, Nick Mullen, this goes out specifically to you, Mr. Nicholas Mullen. That's 719-582-6034. 719-582-6034. Send us a phone call, email. You already have the email. Honestly, don't send us an email. You can text us. We're people. Yeah. We're people.
We're people too.
We might answer.
Maybe.
Again, 719-582-6034. What else do you got? I've been talking to people in elevators, man.
Yeah.
It's a bad habit now. It's legitimately something I can't help. Even when I'm uncomfortable going into an elevator, I feel like I have to speak to them.
It's like a nervous tick almost at this point.
And on campus, elevators are full of people that I'm going to walk from the elevator to my class with and then sit for 3 hours in the class with them. So it's the worst time to be getting on and going like, so it's pretty foggy out there, huh? Couldn't see 3 feet in front of me. I'm feeling a little froggy myself. These are true things that I have said in an elevator full of students.
Oh my word! That's hilarious.
If you haven't seen the commercial, who does it? State Farm does the commercial about becoming your parents.
Oh,
I love those commercials.
Is it State Farm? No, I think it's somebody else.
Progressive? It's probably Progressive. They have the best commercials.
We're gonna have to look this up.
But I love them. All of them, but specifically if you watch the one, if you watch the Talking in Elevators one, I am that guy. All the things that he says when he's doing like shitty stand up in the elevator. He's like, "We got any out of towners in here?"
Oh yeah,
I do that. Yes, legitimately do. I'll do that in there. Me and 2 strangers who are a group. They're together going to the same apartment on the 4th floor, and I'm going on the 3rd floor. They get in, and I'm like, "We got any out-of-towners in here?" And they look at me like, "What the fuck are you doing right now?
Don't talk to me.
You have zero reason to speak to either of us. We're in an enclosed location, and this whole interaction will be done in 8 seconds." But to me, that's 8 seconds, a chance to make a friend.
With people who romantic always.
It's the people who don't want to make friends with me every time.
I chit chat a little bit.
I love talking to you.
Not usually in elevators, more like oh shit, I was really quiet. I'm sorry, the chairs lean back really far and I get comfortable and I start talking and I'll start chit chatting and like wow.
Yeah, you can't burp, but I can burp enough for both of us. Don't ruin this nice microphone.
I hope the mic got it. I can't imagine it didn't. That's pretty good.
I'm almost certain it did. For the future, though, I think this can be...
I think you gotta get away from the microphone.
We're gonna have to pause this episode now.
Episode name idea, shitting on the microphone.
For the future, if I do end up... Fuck. We should just buy another of the other mic that I have, because then we can just do 2 even when we're here together.
This one?
No, I have a different one, the $50 one.
Oh, okay.
So share this if you are a loved
looking
one
for a tax deductible donation.
If you were looking for a tax deductible, I'm not slurring my words.
No.
Take 2.
Take 2.
If you are looking for a tax-deductible donation opportunity, or you or a loved one has been harmed with mesothelioma, not that. If you or a loved one knows someone that works in advertising and would like to have an ad spot on this very illustrious podcast, in the last week alone, we have managed at least 1 audience member. And that's
after having a 7-month hiatus.
And that's something to talk about. I mean, truly, 10 listens in the last month. Think about that. For a very small donation, we're looking for $50.
We can reach out to 20 people probably.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We can get.
We'll take $1 per person we reach. For now.
That's gonna go up, or
we'll negotiate later. But right now it's $1 per person.
Because most people did not get that deal. Joe Rogan is not getting that deal. He's getting $1 billion per episode. Some fucking supplement company is just cashing a check their entire marketing budget each day. He just hops from company to company and wipes out their marketing division. They spend all the money and then have to lay off the whole team. He's just leaving a wake of fucking destruction.
He's giving him a fucking hot Cosby, the marketing team. He's like, here, give me $1 per viewer, and there's
sign here.
Okay, sure, yeah, it's whatever. Joe Rogan, it's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. They wake up the next day from fucking 7 missed calls from the CEO. They're like, we're liquidating the entire marketing department. And like, what? Like you spent 7 times your budget.
They wake up to shit smeared on their fucking office window that says, "You did this." Signed the marketing team. The whole office is fucking ransacked.
Man, what the fuck happened?
Joe Rogan was here before.
I gave away $1 billion.
He's already disappeared to fucking Austin.
Off to the next company.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
So that's the kind of deal we're looking to negotiate. And I think we have a lot of value to offer. If you listen to the most recent episodes, you'll hear the ad that we recorded before, which we never re-recorded.
No, we really should have, because we took that one. We recorded that one after the fuck
after
up,
I believe 2 or 3 episodes of in a row of
the fuck up.
Yeah, it was after two episodes straight of filming and drinking.
Lots of drinking.
I think it's interesting.
If you are a loyal listener and you remember the fuck up episode 2, it's a real fuck up. It's not very funny. It's not worth your time if you haven't watched it. But we got so fucking drunk, we spent half the episode ordering a pizza.
Which fucked me up. By the way.
I don't think we ever discussed that.
Did we not? I could have sworn we did.
Have we? Well, if we haven't, we can always rehash it quickly. It's like 4 a.m. after doing some more drinking and whatnot after we finish
more
casting.
episodes, yeah.
And I wake up at like 4 a.m. to homeboy here. He comes into my room because he's sleeping out in the living room on an air mattress, and he flips on the light in the bathroom, and he's in there for a while, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Man's got to take a piss. So I was kind of up for like another 5 minutes or so. I was like, oh, I guess he's shitting. Whatever. I fall back asleep. I wake up like an hour later. It's like probably 3:30 is when he came in. Probably 4:30 is when I woke up the second time. He was still in there, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong?" I think I texted you.
Yeah, you did. Did you? I thought it was because I was making noise. Did you at any point think I fell asleep?
I think I wasn't sure. Honestly, I thought maybe you were like throwing up and like fell asleep on the toilet.
I never threw up.
No, because you weren't that drunk. That's why I was pretty confused. Like, he wasn't that drunk, but I'm like, why else would he be in the shitter for that long?
To this day, I'm not exactly certain what it was.
I think it was the pizza because my roommate.
Do you think it was the meat on the pizza though?
I think
or the cheese.
I don't know because we did the big dinner box from
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
And we talked about it on the episode.
Yeah.
We talked about ordering it. We were excited.
So I was like, all right, it comes with breadsticks, wings, and 2 medium pizzas. Like, all right,
good deal.
You make a medium pizza however you want. I'll make a medium pizza however I want, and we'll share the breadsticks and wings. Good stuff. Of which you ate most.
That's not true. We ate it perfectly even half and half.
Not. You ate like 75% of both the breadsticks and wings.
I will not listen.
Shit your guts out after the fact.
As the editor of this podcast, the record will show the truth.
I ate significantly more breadsticks and wings than anyone else. I don't think
But yes, it's legitimately the most pain I've ever experienced in my life. It's not so much the like peak pain. Like, I've broken bones, and that the peak of that pain is higher.
Right, but
it was an hour straight of like, I felt like I had a fever and I was sweating, and from my neck to my waist was just pain and like unexplainable pain. It was just your
insides were
melting. It was like a disease just melting me, and within 20 minutes I passed the point of having anything inside of my body to shit out. I mean, it was legitimately like popping a water balloon for the first 20 minutes. Everything came out at once, just slathered the bowl. And then I was left like feeling like I had nothing but disease to shit out. And I couldn't get it out of my body. But every instinct was telling me to just hug my knees on the fucking bowl and pray to God that I survive and that he has mercy on me. And I was literally praying like I just ate some pizza. I had a few beers. I didn't do anything bad.
But my roommate, I think they just like rubbed E. coli on your fucking pizza because I ate all my pizza. I was fine, right? We ate the same wings. We ate the same breadsticks, although you had more.
Again, the facts will stand true.
But, so you didn't finish your pizza, obviously. And so my roommate was like,
"That's right.
Can I have this pizza?" Mm-hmm. And I was like...
You warned him, though.
I was like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, although I'll tell you what, homeboy had a...
Because I think I warned him, too.
Yeah, he was like, he spent at least an hour and a half shitting his brains out last night, and he blames the pizza.
Because I think he asked, and I was like, I'm not going to take it home, and I'll tell you exactly why. And he was like, I'll take that chance. I'll take it.
Yeah, and he ate it, and then the next day I talked to him, and I was like, how, you get the shits last night or something? And he was like, oh, yeah, you actually know, now that you mentioned it, it was like 2 a.m. or something. I woke up, and I had to take it was all liquid shits, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
He didn't describe the same amount of pain that you did, but I think he ate less.
I ate significantly more.
And you ate significantly more breadsticks and wings than anyone else too. So maybe it could have been the breadsticks and wings because of how few I got and how many you got. Maybe that's what the problem was.
The record will show the truth.
Play the fucking tape. Roll the tape back.
What?
I guess we don't have.
Have a tape
of after eating.
You've got no evidence.
Only
you just
a
got
fucking guilty
solved.
man.
You just got fucking solved, brother.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really, really have to piss. Do you think you can stall him for 5 minutes?
5 minutes?
5 minutes. It's a long ways away.
Let me look at the notes. Why don't you get lost and I'll.
I'll wait till you grab on something because I'm right now we have this AirPlay TV in the background, and it's of LA. And I've been to LA a handful of times. I know the gist of LA, right? But at this angle, all I'm thinking is, oh, that's that building from GTA. Oh, that's another building from GTA.
Yeah, I see that.
It was fucking GTA, bro.
I have in the podcast notes here, I heard recently that women prefer to be on top because it feels better for them. I never thought of it that way, but I can assure you that will never happen again. Which is apparently a talking point.
That sounds pretty
that
funny.
I felt noteworthy to write down.
Like as in you're getting fucked, like that kind of on top.
All right,
I'm going piss.
Oh, let's talk about it, people. I believe when I heard this statistic, it was referring to
obviously cowgirl.
Yes, worst timing for the door to be open. I do not fuck, and I hate women. It's just who I am at the very fiber of my soul, of my being, and I cannot change that. More recently, let's if we're really gonna get into the discussion, it's just you and me. Again, you're gonna want to send me a text. Hey baby, it's just the 2 inches hour on the 2.5 inches podcast. You're gonna want to send me a phone call, and I will answer. If you call me in the next 3 minutes, I will answer. 719-582-6034. Speaking of women, this girl that I've been talking about this whole episode, I feel bad. I don't mean to put her business out there, but she's never gonna listen to this, so who gives a fuck, really? That's truly the answer I want. Scared the fuck out of me. That's truly what I want you to answer when you contact us through our phone number. That's 719-582-6034. Tell me what the fuck is going on.
With what? What
the fuck is going on with women these days?
Gee, I don't know.
This woman I've already spoke about. I talked about nothing. I might even cut the whole thing because I really shit the bed on that one. So going back, the same girl I was talking about before, I was talking about how, while you were gone, what we won't cut.
Which is?
How fucking bullshit astrology is. And I want to think it's... Because there was a time when I was like, it's all bullshit, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah,
fun.
if you want to open your horoscope and be like, I have no problem with that. If you're going to be like, yeah, of course I'm not going to do well on this test. I'm really going to have to study for this test. My fucking Libra rising is in retrograde. Fine, whatever. But when you're being like you meet a man and immediately you're going,
anybody. Just meeting any. I mean, obviously they do it much more with men, but
immediately, and then it's what's your sign? Is it worth my time to speak to you?
Yeah, no, they're using it as like a fucking form of new age racism or something.
Because it has nothing. It has nothing to do with what you look
Jesus
like.
Christ, you were born in October. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
It has to do with where the stars were when you were born. So that same girl I've been talking about for 2 episodes now. I feel bad dogging on her the past 2 episodes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. We're talking about the same girl.
For real?
The one that.
I was thinking of multiple different women.
Oh yeah, I guess I was splitting for the past 2. This episode.
Okay.
When I've been talking about this episode, she was huge into it. And she's the same one that was like into witchcraft and
yes, okay, yeah, I remember that.
I think we talked about that.
You told me about that, yeah.
Same girl, so it shouldn't be a surprise that she's big into astrology. When we were after our first date, she was asking me for the time I was born and my birthday. And I knew exactly why she wanted it. She didn't want to know when my birthday was. She wanted to know my fucking star sign.
Right.
So I gave her a fake birthday with a different sign. And she goes, oh my God, that makes so much sense. You're a Taurus? Oh, that makes so much sense. Because of this and that. You're just like this and this. And it's a perfect match between. It's so. And then I was like, yeah, it is? No fucking way. That's crazy. That's not my birthday. I wasn't born then. Stupid bitch. I have a different fucking sign. You just made all this up.
All this up.
And then I tell her the real one. She's like, oh, that's so like the sign to lie about. That's so like you to do. And I was like,
they have a fucking answer for everything. And it's not because they have an actual answer for everything. It's that, like, okay, if you are 8 out of fucking 12 signs, or how many fucking signs are there?
I think there's 12.
12
or
okay.
11.
11. Hey, if you're
either way,
like 8 out of 11 signs, they're like, oh, it's so like them to be like crass and kind of skeptical, and they may lie sometimes to find out the truth.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay, that's fucking, you have like a 78% chance of getting that.
Aside from maybe like 2 or 3, because I tried once. I legitimately tried. I covered up all of the names of them, and I just read descriptions, and it has like pros and cons and who they match up with. And I tried to read each one and then try to match them up with my own personality. And be like, I fit probably most with this one. And I didn't guess my actual sign, which was proof to me.
Right.
But I've noticed going through each one, they're all saying the same aside from like 3 of them, they like all say the same statements. Fucking thing. Yeah, it's like,
that's how
you're
they get you.
Really nice one day, but you have a mean. You don't want people getting on your bad side. I was like, who fucking is like, yeah I want to be an asshole every day of my life,
but I'm also really okay with people getting on my bad side.
Yeah.
Now, where the fuck does that?
No,
there's like
nobody
6
is that.
people per 1,000 that might do that, you know. No, that's exactly how they get you, and that's why I had some professor in college, and he was like talking shit on it too, and he was like, obviously, he's like he like read a couple, and he did the same thing. He was like, does anyone not identify with that blanket statement?
Yeah.
You know? Like, that is exactly what everyone in the fucking world does. And if you don't, then you definitely identify with this blanket statement, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's
if you read the actual, not what the signs are or whatever, but like actual like daily horoscopes. I used to have an alarm app that every time you turned off your alarm, it would give you like a daily horoscope.
Really?
They're all almost identical, and the app sucked. I didn't use it for that. It was for a different feature of the alarm. But
it sucked you off.
Yes.
Sunrise.
It was.
Sorry, that's gonna pick up on the mic so hard. It's crushing a water bottle.
It was so fucking like. Today could be a bad day unless it's a good day. And you're like, what? Fucking what? Every fucking day is that for anybody.
Such horse shit. There's such a, and if we have a viewer, I can't imagine we do, because that's really not the same.
Please,
it's really not the same crowd. I don't think the stuff that we talk about and the horoscope people are the same crowd. But if you are,
do yourself a favor.
Do yourself a favor. Just, I don't want to say have a come to Jesus, because then I'm thinking of like
religion.
Yeah, religion. But no, I'm not thinking of religion. I'm just
that was the thing that she would always tell me.
Come to your own truth, right? Come to your own truth, and that's gonna. I'm getting really preachy, actually.
Yeah.
But.
That was what that same...
Stop fucking around.
That same girl used to tell me when I would be like, it's all bullshit, right? Like, you know that. Like, it's fine if you're like, this is fun and it's fucking cute or whatever, but this is not something you should put any salt into.
Right.
It's not even remotely impactful.
Not
and she was like,
at all.
it's just as real as, like, people who go to church, it's just as real as your sky daddy. And I was like,
oh God, the Sky Daddy line.
I guess, but at least then you're fucking indoctrinated into something that like people have believed in for hundreds of years. You didn't just wake up and go, I'm such a fucking Libra. Oh my God. Like nobody woke up and was like, fucking Jesus, that guy's sick. I'm gonna go tell everybody about him.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like
you never, well, sometimes you will. I've met like 3 maybe in my entire life, but you never meet a fucking Christian that's like, do you believe in Jesus Christ? And you're like, no, not really. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're not compatible.
Usually though,
sometimes they will.
Usually their point is they have to make it because it's. I went to church for a long time. It's a big emphasis of the Bible. If somebody's not a believer, you have to make an attempt to make them a believer, and it doesn't mean be like, fucking, I'm gonna blow up this plane if you don't say you love God. But just being like, hey, if you don't know, Jesus is really cool and he died for your sins. Isn't that sick? And they're like, I don't like that. Actually, I don't like that. I don't like you, and I don't like that he did that. And you're like, all right.
I don't like that he did that.
They go, all right. Well, you're gonna go to hell, and I'm sorry, but that's where you're going, and I'm gonna go to heaven. So if you want to come with me, it's fine. I might be able to get you on the guest list, but you're gonna have to put Jesus in your heart, and that might be a deal breaker for you.
It's funny. Welcome to our new Christian podcast.
That's right. This is now a Christian
I never went to church. I went to church, I think, 3 times ever in my life, and I was just because, like, I was hanging out with my buddy from, like, middle school, and they were, like, mega Catholic, and they were like, okay, I went over to his house at, like, Saturday night, and they're like, okay, it's Sunday morning, let's everyone go to church, and I was like, oh. So then we went and we sat there for, like, an hour and a half, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking drag.
I don't want to talk too much about church, but I loved church when I was a kid.
You went to the church where that guy did that thing.
Yeah,
that guy ran away with
part
of fucking little.
The dish ran away with the spoon. What can I say?
Apparently this church was super cool until the pastor fucking ditched his wife and kids for how old was she? 19?
She was 22 at the time. He 22. Was 59.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
but when
better than 19.
But when her family started going to the church, and when she started having private testimony sessions with him, she was like 17.
Private testimony session. Oh,
she was like 17.
Private. What'd you call it?
It's not the official name. I forget what it is, but like private prayer testimony. Basically, you go to the pastor and you're like, I'm struggling with this thing, and then you talk
like
to him.
confession, but for Christians.
Sort of, yeah. You just talk to him about it, and then he says the Bible says this, and then you pray with him. Okay. And a lot of times you do that. Like it'd be like if you're like I'm hitting my wife, and I've got to stop hitting my wife. People will do that. They'll go to the fucking pastor and he'll pray over them hitting his wife, and they'll be like 3 weeks later, and he'll be like, I don't hit my wife as much. I'm doing pretty good about the whole hitting my wife thing.
Jesus.
So I don't know what she was going for. It might have even been like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. And then he was I'll tell you what you're gonna do with your life.
You know what she was going for? She said, Pastor, my vagina gets really wet and sloppy sometimes, and I just want to fucking, I hump my pillow and I shove my comb up my pussy. I don't know what to do. And the pastor was like, I can't seem to find a verse about this, but I think I have your answer.
He just flipped a couple pages, like, okay, I see it right here. It says, you gotta fuck the pastor. So, she's like, where was that? And he was like, Mark 47:3. So you just,
I'm sorry.
Really, I'm sure it's earmarked somewhere in there. Why don't you take that home? You can find it.
Yeah, you'll find it. Don't worry, you'll find it.
For today's homework, think about
suck my penis and really I want you, so we're gonna do it doggy, and I'm gonna need you, as I thrust in, I need you to push back while I'm doing it.
I cannot
that's what God wants.
And I cannot emphasize enough, God does not fuck around when it comes to protection. We cannot have it here.
I'll tell you what else God hates: Spitters. You don't want to be a spitter. That's it.
They're gonna say, you know what else God hates? My wife and family. We got to get the fuck out of here. We're going to Disneyland.
That's right. They
got caught because they went to Disneyland.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. So they went to Disneyland,
and then he had to come back and then
move out.
Well, he
didn't even move out, or did he just fucking dipped?
He just fucking dipped. Never came back to the house. He only came back to town for the fucking what's it called when you get divorced and you have to pay alimony. He came back for the alimony hearing and just fucking screamed at her outside the court. Screamed at his ex-wife outside the courthouse about how she doesn't deserve any of his money, and then went back to fucking wherever with the 22-year-old girl.
The nerve.
She's 22 now.
She's 22 now, and she
this
was
all happened
17.
when I think she was 19. I think was when 19, all that happened.
That's what I was hearing, is that she was 19. Jesus Christ.
But those
cheese and rice.
Anyway, so church is fun.
Church is...
It's a lot better.
Fuck that how many grown men are fucking little girls and little boys over astrology? Not that many.
You know what? It's not
Trump card. Fuck you.
It's not impossible that he went in the Bible and was like, oh, you know what? It says here, you need to have sex with a Pisces. And I'm looking around the office here.
It looks like
I might be the only Pisces here. And so, she's like, "Oh, so
what about your wife and kids? They understand."
So this is
job,
really,
it's what the job comes with. This is the hassle.
God speaks to me, and then I spread the word. So I'm truly at His will,
and
this is His will.
This is it.
He's got his hand on her upper thigh. This is His will.
That is truly a sick crime.
Yeah, I'm remembering now that that's a real thing, and
that you're remembering something else about perhaps your pastor.
Yeah, I used to love church. When I was a kid, I just
something about the bouncing was
the bouncing.
I don't remember exactly what about the bouncing. I just remember bouncing.
No, but legitimately, it was fun when you were a kid. You just fucking sing and do crafts and shit.
I remember that church had like a whole fucking jungle gym and shit.
It was, I mean, their children's ministry was what kept the church going. It was the biggest thing that they did year after year, especially in the summer. So I grew up doing that, and then I volunteered for that for years. Mm-hmm. And then once you reach 8th grade, they don't let you go to the kids' church anymore. You have to go to like mass. Okay. That shit was so boring, and it just so happened the first lecture was basically being like, here's all the things you're not supposed to do as a Christian. And I was 13. All I wanted to do was use curse words because I wasn't allowed to swear at home or anywhere.
Yeah, so you want to get your
I'm in fucking puberty. I just want to fuck. I want to fuck the bolts off of everything and anything. And then he's going up there and being like, you're not supposed to jerk off. You can't have sex before you get married. You don't say any swear words. That's bad. You go to hell. And I was like, this is a fucking shitty deal. What do I get out of this? An eternal life in heaven? I'd rather burn and enjoy having sex.
I'd rather burn
like we
if
are
it means I get my
now.
nut off. It is getting warm in here. Yeah, it's already
that
71.
Has been ticking up since we got in here.
We got kicked out of the room we were in earlier because somebody else had rented it. And which is true because I knew the number of the room that we rented, and I knew that the room that we walked in did not share the same number. But I couldn't really find the other room, so I was like, "Fuck it, this room's empty, but that'll do." And so these young ladies came and like, "Hey, we rented this room," and obviously I knew that they actually had rented the room, but.
And we did make it an hour before getting kicked out.
All right, yeah. So I mean that was pretty good. But then I had to play the like, what room is this again? What's the room number? Oh, it's 3.
We must have
3114.
We must have been in this one the whole time. This is
so we went into this other room, because that room was probably 80 fucking degrees. It was terrible.
It was so hot.
This one was 69. It's now 71 throughout the course of this episode.
It's definitely gotten hotter.
Yeah.
It's more bearable still than it was last time, but
I feel like we had a really strong start, and then around about 10 minutes ago, we started kind of tapering off.
Yeah.
We got to finish strong.
All right, what do you have for closing arguments? You want to consult the sheet, or do you have something?
Oh, I have this really fun joke that I really like. Is that your mom?
No, it's...
Oh.
It's like...
Oh. It was a funny-looking text. Anyway, I have this really funny joke. It means we're talking about religion and stuff. So there's a rabbi and a Catholic priest, and they're in this building full of people and a lot of children, a lot of small children. And it catches on fire, spontaneous, boom, big old fire. And the rabbi and the priest make it out, skin of their teeth, right? They're fucking, they can't hardly breathe, all the smoke, all the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest turns to the rabbi and he says, "Rabbi, what about the kids?" And the rabbi turns to the priest. He goes, "Man, fuck the kids." And the priest goes, Do you think we have time?"
There's a telling of that I like more that you've told before, but it was just more frantic. They're like, "We gotta get out of here," and the priest is like, "What about the kids?" And you're like, "Fuck the kids." And the priest's like, "Do you think we have time?" He's like excited. Do you think we have a chance?
You think we can get to him before the fire?
We gotta get to those kids. Firefighters are like, "Man, look at this guy." He breaks into the room. They come in. Look at this hero. Breaks into the room.
Is just fucking drilling a kid. Like you said, fucking the balls off some 11-year-old boy.
That's the title. Fucking the bolts off an 11-year-old boy. Well, with that,
I think that was a pretty strong ending.
With that, I think it's time that we bid you adieu. Hopefully not another long hiatus.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it again.
Quickly, I just want to mention one last time, you're going to want to call us or text us at 719-582-6034, 719-582-6034, or, of course, our business email address, 2.5inchesbusiness@gmail.com. It's all one word. Can't go wrong.
Bye-bye. Little post-production. So we're talking about our title, Fucking the Bolts Off an 11-Year-Old Boy. He goes, "The last one you're going to want to have on your desktop audio file."
An audio file titled Fucking Bolts Off an 11-Year-Old Boy.
Okay. All right, now we're done. Thank you.